during the summer of 2005 when Hurricane Katrina ravaged your great city of New Orleans, or mere weeks ago when we sent water bombers to tackle the wildfires in California. During the day the world stood still, September 11th, 2001, when we provided refuge to stranded passengers and planes, we were always there.
We get to see the maple trees, maple sugar and the maple leaves. We get the biggest wheat fields growing tall. In Canada, where we see the reversing falls. In Canada, we get to see them all.
Well, hello there. With all this swiftly occurring chaos and confusion the old con has created in just under 2 weeks, he seemed to take particular pleasure in keeping Canada guessing about his tariff threats. And after weeks of watching us spinning our wheels and giving him the attention and the fear he demands, he continued to give mixed signals and even started to threaten other countries before ours even begun. So, it's now been confirmed that the 25% tariff on consumer goods across the board is beginning on Tuesday, February 4th, with a possible increase in March.
The United States informed us they will be imposing 25% tariffs on Canadian exports to the United States and 10% on Canadian energy. A decision that, should they elect to proceed with, should take effect on Tuesday, February 4th. Cette décision met en péril une relation économique historique. Une relation qui a été la source de tellement de richesses, de prospérité et de possibilités
wealth and opportunities on both sides of the border.
Tonight, first, I want to speak directly to Americans, our closest friends and neighbors. This is a choice that, yes, will harm Canadians, but beyond that, it will have real consequences for you, the American people. They will raise costs for you, including food at the grocery stores and gas at the pump. They will impede your access to an affordable supply of vital goods crucial for U.S. security, such as nickel, potash, uranium, steel, and aluminum. They will violate the free trade agreement that the President and I, along with our Mexican partner, negotiated and signed a few years ago.
And it seems he's agreed, for now anyway, to impose only 10% tariffs on oil and gas, and that could be decided separately, maybe in April. I presume that's because of his Albertan bootlickers talking him into holding it off, but under what conditions? Certainly Danielle Smith has been warming up to the ridiculous notion of hiring someone to adopt the stupid title of border czar.
Let me say it again. The one thing that we can do this week, in just the next couple of days, to have the best chance to avoid tariffs is to show clear and unequivocal action to secure the border. This should start with the appointment of a Canadian border czar to work with the new American border czar to jointly crack down hard on fentanyl and illegal migrants.
I wonder who would be nominated. Maybe Wayne Gretzky? I don't know. No, he's going to be our governor, or our prime minister? Well, we'll see. Team Canada's always stood ready to respond with our own measures, and in his address to the nation, our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, flanked by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Joly, and Finance Minister Leblanc, announced our own 25% counter tariffs on U.S. goods starting on Tuesday also, with more to begin in 21 days once Canadian industry and businesses have had a chance to find alternatives. We've also reached out to Mexico's President, Claudia Sheinbaum, to assure that we will remain good trading trading partners. This violates the trade agreement that was negotiated and signed by the former Trump administration and Canada and Mexico. So there's more to come on that. Canadians can choose a variety of ways to help our economy. You can shop Canadian or decide to take your vacation here in Canada with all of the amazing places that we have to visit and that people come from all over the world to explore.
Each one of us needs to use our own personal power. When we go out buying groceries today, let's buy Canadian. And if you can't find a Canadian product, be sure not to buy American. Boycott them as long as they're beating up on us. I think
as the threat of tariffs looms over the Canadian economy, more people are doing what they can to buy Canadian. Topping the list is food. But as you may have noticed yourself, it's easier said than done. CTV's Heather Wright spoke with shoppers in Toronto to find out how they are handling it.
So I've got decaf tea, which is a British tea.
When Ellen does her grocery shopping, she tries to pay attention to where products are from.
This is a local yogurt.
And while she aims to buy local or Canadian-made products, it's not always possible.
So where are these from?
It just says USA.
And is there a Canadian alternative?
Not that I'm aware of.
And when asked whether he'd spoken to the bloaters today, Trudeau responded that he's been reaching out since the inauguration and hopes to speak to him soon. The Prime Minister kept stressing the need to continue to work together and collaborate on issues and stressed unity over division, both between the trading partners and no tolerance for further division within our own country. He said no one industry or region should bear more of the burden. He also spoke of building and strengthening other trading partnerships that are more in alignment with Canadian interests. Premiers continue to work on loosening the interprovincial trade barriers that exist. Liberal leadership hopefuls, former Bank of Canada Governor Mark Carney and his former House Leader Karina Gould have made statements in response to Trump's tariffs. Carney said in a press release that the tariffs are a clear violation of our trade agreements and require the most serious trade and economic responses in our history. Canada will not bow down to a bully, he said, adding that he supports the dollar-for-dollar retaliatory tariffs. And Gould, in a statement on X, said Canada has been America's greatest ally for generations, adding that this is not how you treat your friends.
Folks, Canadians right now are absolutely livid at the United States, and they are showing us exactly how they feel. Tonight, at the Ottawa Senators game in Ottawa, Canada, we saw the entire crowd boo loudly when they played the U.S. national anthem, when they played the Star-Spangled Banner. Watch this clip. So are we respected again, Trump, or what?
Regarding fentanyl and illegal crossings at the border, the trade action against Trudeau said this trade action against Canada is not the best way that we can save lives.
Off the ground in seconds, with tactical teams en route in minutes. These two new Black Hawk helicopters are the latest show of force when it comes to Canada's border security.
The RCMP is in a more robust posture to secure the longest land border in the world.
Flying at speeds of up to 300 kilometers an hour, the military-style choppers will be used in targeted operations, intervening in high-risk situations such as human trafficking and drug smuggling operations.
Let's say there was an intervention half an hour away in vehicle, well, maybe we'll get there in 5 minutes with the Blackhawks.
It was reported last week that a video had been put together by the provinces to show the president just how Canada has been working to improve and strengthen the border, and we've increased our spending. It's unclear whether he's seen it or responded to it, however. Well, many of my fellow Canadians might fault him for his time in office, but I was damn proud of Trudeau's speech and how he delivered it, with style and pointed nuance, and he left no doubt that his words hold weighted meaning and strong resolve. And we could be very proud of the entire Team Canada of ministers and their staff for the extremely hard work they've been doing under very difficult and stressful circumstances. MAGA may like to say daddy's home, but in Canada we know who the real adults are. You can help. A new group called Pledge for Canada includes a number of Indigenous people who plan to stand up against U.S. President Donald Trump's threats to Canadian sovereignty. You can contact them at Action Network, and I'll post the link under the description. And you can also email Elections Canada to demand transparency and an investigation into X and Elon Musk for possible future election interference. Get on it. Let's go, Canada!
Stay tuned for more on Political Drain Canadian Edition.
Follow us on all these things you see here, and our link tree is in the description. Maybe even get some merch.